Good morning, my 9 subscribers. I think I'm at 9 now. I might be at like 7. But today, hang on. I gotta hold my daughter's head up while I do this video. Oh, nope, she woke up. Oh, we're going back down now. I wore her out. Go to a kids gym. Fantastic places. Some of them, like mine, it's like 2 hours for $20. It's not a bad price. Puts them in a coma. What was I going to talk about? So, I was actually really digging deep into the Immaculate Conception of Mary. Not just that Mary was sinless, but that she was born sinless. And it actually just boils down to one word that I don't remember in Genesis 3:15, but I found so much more with just Genesis 3:15. I've had a much firmer stance on transubstantiation because, sorry, I'll try to move this camera a lot less, because it talks about her seed and that she's going to be the complete opposite of Satan, which means, kind of implies that she's going to be born without sin. Like, she's going to be somebody completely sinless, this complete opposite of Satan. And Satan is full of sin. He doesn't have the ability to be humble, as St. Moses would say. And humility, that's a very, we'll get to that in a different video, but essentially, in Luke, I think it's 124 or 224, blessed is the fruit of thy womb. That's what Elizabeth says to her. And you do kind of need to see Jesus as this fruit, because Eve sinned in the garden, eating the forbidden fruit. And then in the end of the Gospels, Jesus is laid to rest in a garden and conquers death, being the tree of life. There's a part, I believe, in Colossians where St. Paul describes the cross as a tree, that Jesus was taken down from the tree. And so, sure, you have this is my body, this is my blood, but a lot of people see that as symbols, and some people see that, and I prefer this better than just seeing it as a symbol. It's not just a symbol. God doesn't do things for just symbols, but that there's a spiritual presence there at the very least. That's something I can at least respect. I can't really expect people to believe in transubstantiation because, one, that's a lot of faith. That takes a lot of faith. Two, it takes a lot of connection to actually see it. The miracles around it are what had me at the beginning. That's what made me say, okay, transubstantiation is real, because there are all these miracles. These things glow. The Eucharist glows. It bleeds. It levitates at times. And that's just fascinating. But I think the real kicker is making that connection, comparing Eve to Mary, and thinking of Jesus as this fruit that unites our sacrifices, that is the fulfillment of Malachi 1:11, that across all time and space, his sacrifice redeems us. Now, how do you unite yourself to that sacrifice? I'm going to get to that in the next video about why the Eucharist is the unification of our sacrifices and sufferings to Jesus' sacrifice and sufferings on the cross. All right, take care.